Hi, I'm Cara Fraser. Welcome to my inversion series. Today's class will be focusing on handstand, which is by far my favorite inversion. I think because I was a gymnast in my younger years, so it sort of takes me back to a time when I used to walk around on my hands much more easily than I do now, by the way. If you have a strap, it'd be good to have it, and blocks too, but if you don't, that's okay. We can modify things to make it work for you today. So we'll start in shavasana, and make sure you have the strap handy because we'll need that in a second when we're laying here. So starting out flat on the back, legs hips distance apart, arms by the sides, palms facing up, and eyes closed. And just take a moment here, start to relax. Draw attention to your breath. And take full deep inhales and exhales. Notice as you do that how the breath starts to slow down and becomes more smooth and even. On the next inhale, take the arms out in front of you with the palms facing each other and bring the arms up by the ears. Thumbs will come down to the mat and start to engage the legs. So flex the feet. Exhale, bring the arms down by the sides. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, lower them down. If you notice the back starts to arch as you lift the arms up, try and press the belly towards the spine. Inhale, bring the arms up by the ears. This time, hold here. I like to do this little exercise when practicing handstand because it helps to figure out proper alignment. So I like to think about how my body feels here against the mat when I go upside down, because really everything is stacked perfectly from my hands, shoulders, down to my hips and my heels. So just remembering how this feels, and then bring the arms down by the sides. And then hug the knees into the chest. Rock from side to side a little bit. And then bring them back to stillness. Take the arms to a T. Take an inhale here. And exhale, take the legs to the right, gaze either to the left hand or up to the ceiling. Nice little gentle recline twist here. Continuing to relax. Releasing any places where you hold tension. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take the legs to the left. Gaze either to the right hand or ceiling. And maybe keep the eyes closed. I know that may be hard. Just trying to find a place where you're drawing your attention inward, noticing the breath and the sensations in the body. And then inhale, bring the legs back up to center and take the feet down to the mat. Grab your strap, bring the ball of the right foot into the strap. Take that right leg up and extend the left leg on the mat. So loose grip on the strap, hands draw down towards the floor, upper arms rest on the floor. So nice, soft upper body. No rounding in the shoulders here. That's actually important too for an inversion. You don't want this, you want that alignment. So always trying to practice the proper alignment in every pose that we do. Helps us get into more advanced postures. And then take the left foot into the strap, right leg extends out onto the mat. And I always like to do this stretch before doing inversions because kicking up into headstand or handstand or forearm stand does take some hamstring openness. And I notice when people have tightness in their hamstrings, it's a little harder for them to kick up because they can't get their hips over their shoulders, and then hands or elbows, depending on what you're practicing. And then take that foot out of the strap, take the strap off to the side, hug the knees into the chest, and then rock along the length of the spine a couple times till you can cross over the shins and come into tabletop. Oh, sometimes I just take a little extra roll just because it feels good on my spine. So shoulders over wrist, hips over knees, belly is lifting, spine is neutral. Inhale, pull the chest forward, look forward. Exhale, round the upper back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. And inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, big toes come together. Sit the hips to the heels, child's pose. Just a couple breaths here. Just feeling the stretch. And then inhale, come back up to tabletop. Hold here for the exhale. And then inhale, take the right arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale, draw it under the left arm. So the right shoulder comes down to the mat. And then I like to take the left arm out straight towards the top of the mat. Left palm facing down. And then I find that if I press into that left palm, I can find a little more twist and length in the torso, and also the shoulder. And then bring that left palm under the left shoulder, press back to tabletop. Inhale, lift the left arm. Exhale, draw it under the right arm, left shoulder to the mat, right arm extends out, press into that left palm. Slow, smooth breath. And then bring that right hand under the right shoulder. Come back into tabletop. And inhale, lift that right leg up so it's parallel to the mat. So don't let the belly arch and lift the leg too high. Keep lifting the belly to the spine, lifting the hip bones to the low ribs. And then bring that leg down. Inhale, lift the left leg up. And I like doing this because I feel what I'm engaging here in my core, I also use in my handstand. So it's just another way to start to feel what muscles you're going to use. And then bring that leg back down for tabletop. And walk the hands to the front of the mat. Bring the forehead down. So keep the hips over the knees and press into the hands. So again, try not to get this arch. Press into the hands, draw the shoulder blades apart, lift the belly. So I'm getting a stretch in the shoulders here, but I'm not taking it too extreme. And then bring the hands back under the shoulders, press back to table, And tuck the toes, lift the hips for downward facing dog. And here, inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, bring the chest towards the thighs. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, lower the heels. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, lower. Press the heels towards the mat. And then walk the feet up to the hands, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale to down dog. Hold here 5 breaths. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, sit back, chair pose, lift the arms and chest. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Right foot comes up between the hands. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Left foot comes up between the hands. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog, 5 breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. And exhale, hands to heart center. So from here, bring the hands to the hips. I want to talk a little bit here about Tadasana. Again, like we did on the back, we're figuring out the alignment we're going to need when we go upside down on our hands. So it's the exact same alignment standing on your feet as it is when you're standing on your hands. So notice here, as you root into all 4 corners of the feet, the hips stack over the ankles, the shoulders stack over the hips, the head stacks over the shoulders. So take the fingertips down for Tadasana, mountain pose, and then spin the palms away from you. Take the arms out to a T and then up by the ears. And then flip the palms up. So this is the same action for a handstand. Notice I'm not doing this, right? Never gonna be able to find the balance with the back arch. So I'm rooting through the feet and pressing up through the rest of my body through my hands, which is exactly what happens when you're upside down. And so bring the arms back down. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, come forward into plank. Exhale, put weight into the palm of the left hand. Stack the right leg on the left leg. Lift the right arm, side plank. And then slowly come back to plank. Lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to plank. Put weight into the right palm, stack the left leg on the right leg, lift the left arm. And then come back to plank and lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Couple steady breaths here. Notice if you are holding your breath in that pose. And then walk the hands back to the feet. Forward fold, Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, hinge forward from the hips, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands for a lunge. And then inhale, come up for a crescent. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, press off the back foot. Bring the hands to the mat. Lift the back leg up, standing splits. And then slowly bend into the standing leg. Take that top foot down. Come back to crescent. Inhale here. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Inhale, come up for a crescent. Inhale, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, press off the back foot. Hands come down, standing split. And then bend into the standing leg. Take the top foot down. Inhale, come back to crescent. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. And walk the hands back to the feet again. Forward fold. Take your index and middle finger around the big toes. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Equal weight in toes and heels. Drop the head. And then release the hands down to the mat. And flip the palms up, take the hands under the feet, toes come to wrist creases. And inhale, lift up halfway, long spine. And exhale, fold forward. And then release the hands, bring them back down to the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands, spin the back heel down. Inhale, come up, warrior one. And then bring the hands to the hips. Heel toe the front foot over so the front heel lines up to the back arch. And then take the arms out to a T, warrior two. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale to down dog. Inhale the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring the foot down between the hands. Inhale, come up, warrior one. And then bring the hands to the hips. Heel toe the left foot over. Front heel lines up to back arch. And arms come to a T. Warrior two. Soft shoulders, soft gaze. Inhale here. Exhale, frame the foot, step back, plank to chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale to down dog. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, look between the hands, step or hop to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And then bring the hands to the hips. Step the right foot back about 3.5, 4 feet. The front heel can line directly up to the back heel, or the feet can be hips distance apart. It's whatever works for you. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge forward from the hips and bring the hands down either to the mat or a block for pyramid. So draw the left hip back, right hip forward, strong active legs, long spine. So pull the chest forward and hinge from the hips. Press into the feet. Inhale, lift the torso up. Exhale, lift the belly, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, long spine, come all the way up. And then bring that right foot forward and take the left foot back. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, come forward, hinge from the hips. Take your time. Find that length in the torso before you start to really fold forward. And then press into the feet. Inhale, lift up halfway, lift the belly. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, long spine, come all the way up. And then bring that back foot in. And bring the feet about hips distance apart. I always like to start standing balance poses like that, hands to hips. If you want to grab a strap, you can take it to put the foot in the strap. Otherwise, you'll take the big toe in the peace sign fingers. So put weight into the left foot. Lift the right foot up. You can put the ball of the foot in the strap or grab the big toe with the fingers. Straighten the legs. And then take the leg out to the side. And then come back to center. And release that foot down, hand to hip. And put weight into the right foot as you lift the left foot. Either put the ball of the foot into the strap or grab the big toe, straighten that leg. And then take the leg to the side. Keep the collarbones spread wide. And then come back to center nice and slowly. And then release the foot, take it down to the mat. And then from here, moving over to the wall. So take your mat, short end of the mat next to a wall, and we'll set up for practicing the handstand at the wall. So moving into handstand, there are a couple of things I like to do standing at the wall just to figure out body positioning. So the first thing I like to do is this puppy dog pose. Stand at the wall, hands by the low ribs. I have like some hardware here in the way. And then step back, making an L shape with the body. So this is what I see a lot. Legs straight. See how there's this arch in my back? When you do a handstand, that's never gonna work. You have to have a solid core. So think of pressing into the hands here. So if you're feeling this arch, press into the hands, draw the shoulder blades apart, lift the belly, and take the hips back. See the difference? Neutral spine. And then walk the hands back. We'll take one more option there. Same thing, come back to the L. And then inhale, lift the right leg up. One long line from hands to heel. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lower. And then walk the feet in. So again, it's just feeling out the alignment of where you're gonna go. So the next thing we'll do is start legs straight back against the wall. You can use a block or a strap, whatever you have, you're just marking where your feet are. And I like to start handstand this way. We're actually gonna start facing the wall. And I have a lot of students when I say we're practicing handstand during a class, they go, oh, I can't do that. And I'm like, well, just give it a shot. I think you'll be able to do it. And they're always surprised that they can do it this way. And the thing I like about this is it feels safer. There's less fear going upside down this way. And it helps you to get stronger while you're supported by the wall. So first thing we'll do, hands by the block, heels by the wall, like a little mini down dog, okay? You decide which foot comes up first. Bring the ball of the foot to the wall, and then press into the hands and the foot and lift the other one. So this is where you engage your core. Don't let yourself arch. Press into the hands, press into the feet. And then come out the way you came in, nice and slow, and come to child's pose. Do that, try and hold it for 3 breaths. Start to build strength there. All right, moving on from that, walk the hands back, lift the chest up. You can stay practicing that variation. It's a really great way to get strong and start to feel comfortable. So there's no need to progress before you're ready. If you're ready, moving on. Starting out the same way, Feet come up, and then walk the feet down. So you're trying to make that L shape like we did when we were standing. And then come down slowly. That's a lot harder. It takes a lot of core strength. And actually, I think doing that is harder than actually doing a handstand. But I do like to do it because it helps people to figure out their core, because you have to work it to keep the feet from just sliding down the wall. So if you noticed, my hips were stacked over my shoulders, over my wrist. That's the goal, and that's the important thing when you're getting into an inversion. I find, especially in this one where you make the L shape, people are afraid. They say, oh my God, I feel like I'm falling to the front of my mat. I guarantee you you're not, because you measured the length of your legs. The length of your legs hasn't changed. I promise you. So if you have that fear, don't move your hands. Trust in yourself and bring the feet down. So the final variation, we'll try this direction. Same thing. Walk the feet down. Inhale, lift one leg up. Oh, I'm in a handstand. Exhale, lower. Inhale, right. Exhale, lower. And then come down to child's pose. So you can try that option if you want, or you can try any of the previous options as well. So last thing we'll do, you can pause the video if you want to practice a little more. Last thing we'll do is try to kick up this direction. This is a lot harder. I find that people sometimes don't have the momentum. Sometimes it's tight hamstrings, but the main goal is to get the hips over the shoulders, over the wrists. And that's the problem, is getting the hips up sometimes. So we'll start in down dog. You can just watch me. Excuse me. So down dog here. Walk the feet in. You decide which leg you're lifting. This is just like all the other inversions we've practiced. Bend the bottom leg, little kicks. Oh, see, notice I didn't get my hips over. Little kick. Feet come to the wall, okay? And then just like pincha, maybe the feet come away. Try to come down with some grace, and then child's pose. So your turn to try it. Don't put the fingers too close to the wall. Keep them about 6 inches away. That way you have a little space to move. Come into down dog. Walk the feet forward. You decide which leg's coming up. Bend into the bottom leg, little kicks, little kicks. And maybe you don't even take the feet away from the wall today. Maybe you don't take the feet away from the wall for a long time. Maybe you just get the feeling of being upside down here, getting stronger and more comfortable. The only catch is, can be very easy to become dependent on the wall if you have some mental fear about a handstand. So that's the only caveat I would say. But I would also say, don't go to the center of the room before you're ready. There's no need to potentially hurt yourself if you don't feel comfortable yet falling out of your handstand. Okay, really important. So once you're done, come back to child's pose for just a minute. Walk the hands back, lift the chest, and just come back to sitting, knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, and lower yourself down. Hug the knees into the chest. Bring the arms out to a T. Take an inhale. Exhale, take the legs to the right for a recline twist. Gaze can go to the left. I always think this feels so good after doing inversions. And inhale, come up to center. Exhale, other side. And inhale, come up to center. Hug the knees into the chest. And drop the feet down to the mat, arms by the sides, palms facing down. And inhale, lift the hips, low back, mid back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. And just windshield wiper the knees from side to side. Maybe take the feet out a little wider. And then hug the knees into the chest. And extend the legs out onto the mat. Arms by the sides, palms facing up, and eyes closed. And start to deepen your breath. And wiggle the fingers and toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. And reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Stretch from fingers to toes. And roll off to your right side. And press into your left palm. Come up to a comfortable seated position, eyes closed, hands at heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.